Hi, my name is Logan Fisher, and I did my future scanning project on health and medicine. What is health and medicine? Here I have the definitions of medicine and health. Medicine is the field of health and healing, and health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social state of well-being. Health and medicine includes jobs like doctors, nurses, and various specialists, and health and medicine also involves diagnosis, treatment, prevention of disease, and medical research. Why is health and medicine important? With the help of today's technology, we can help spot out big-time infections or diseases in patients before it gets too bad. Without health and medicine, we would be living in a world where there would be no population due to diseases wiping out mass amounts of the human population. Another form of health and medicine would be the emergency drivers for ambulances that transport patients to get them the medical attention they need. Looking at the second bullet point in this slide, we can use many different diseases over time that would have wiped out the human population due to there being no medicine to help treat patients. Technology in today's health and medicine has been incredibly advanced. Without technology in today's society, we would not know how to treat some of our patients or even give them a diagnosis of what the disease they have is. History of health and medicine. So before health and medicine was widely discussed, or there was major advancements in technology for health and medicine, most colds and diseases were accepted in society before the 1800s because people just thought it was a part of life. When people started to figure out that this wasn't normal and that this was a disease, humans first started trying to find cures for these diseases by experimenting with plants and herbs to see which were poisonous and which are helpful. This technique has been used for many centuries. There also have been many systems of medicine that the world has used, but one of the biggest systems of medicine is the Chinese system. This is one of the most advanced medical systems in the world, coming up with two forms of treatment that are used greatly now: acupuncture and hydrotherapy. Health and medicine history continued. About 2,000 years ago, if you made it past childhood, you would live for a long time. This is said is because childhood was the hardest thing to get through. If you were sick when you were younger, there was pretty much nothing that they could do to help you get better. The biggest advancement in longevity of life is from sanitation and nutrition. Our knowledge of health and medicine has been passed down from generation to generation, and our knowledge of it gets better generation to generation. Health and medicine has been around since prehistoric times, even when the people did not know they were practicing it. Health and medicine has come a long way since the beginning of times, not only with the advancements in technology, but also with many advancements in health and medicine. Here are some of the biggest ones. In 1846, they used anesthesia for the first time during surgery, which became a staple in medicine for procedures. Without anesthesia, a lot of surgeries or procedures would not be able to be done. Another advancement was medical imaging, also known as X-rays, that were invented in 1895. In 1796, vaccines were introduced to the medical world, and they have since helped people survive from deadly diseases. Another big advancement was antibiotics that were discovered in 1928. The first antibiotics that was discovered was penicillin. More advancements in medicine. Some of the biggest advancements over time must deal with health and medicine. Basically, what this bullet point is saying is that the biggest advancements over time have been used for health and medicine. An example of one of these big advancements is robotics in medicine. Made it to where the medicine and screenings we have are more accurate and a lot easily accessible. Another advancement in medicine would be electronic medical records. These are easily accessible and not as hard to keep up with compared to physical copies of medical records. All of these advancements in medicine have made it easier to navigate and easier to help people that are in need. It is a medical equipment supply company. ADA is an AI-based health assessment platform designed to help people identify the right care at the right time based on that patient's health. This platform uses an advanced algorithm to prompt users with organized questions. What this is supposed to do is make health and medicine more accessible to people that are at home and can't move around much. ADA was intended to help all patients that are no longer able to access the hospital. List of some healthcare jobs. We have a doctor, nurses, pharmacists, home care workers, sanitation workers, medical shuttle bus drivers, dentists, psychologists, nutritionists, physical therapists and trainers, and there are a bunch more in the medical field for healthcare jobs. List of diseases with the year of their biggest outbreak. And most of these diseases have had multiple outbreaks, but these are just the biggest ones. In 430 BC, smallpox killed more than 30,000 people in Athens, Greece. In 1918 to 1919, the Great Flu killed more than 30 million people worldwide. This is not the only time that the Great Flu has occurred, but this is the biggest outbreak. In 1952, polio killed or had 60,000 children infected. In 1984, HIV AIDS had more than 35 million people living with this disease still. In 2010, cholera had 10,000 people dead in Haiti. In 2014, the Ebola virus, more than 11,300 people died in West Africa. In 2016, the Zika virus, this was the first mosquito-borne disease. And in 2020, coronavirus, nearly 97,500,000 people have been diagnosed since 2020. List of some chronic conditions. We have cancer, arthritis, epilepsy, asthma, dementia, heart attack, cystic fibrosis, depression, diabetes. There are many other chronic conditions, but here are the main ones. These chronic conditions are something that can be treated through health and medicine, but they cannot be cured. The topic of health and medicine that I wanted to do was cancer. What is cancer? A disease caused by uncontrolled division of abnormal in a part of the body. Almost everywhere in your body is at risk of getting cancer. This disease is something that is chronic and will continue to come back if not extracted properly. There are cancer research foundations everywhere that are still looking for the proper cure for cancer, but as of now, you can only treat it and not get totally rid of it. There are many different forms of cancer and there are many different treatments that we will get into in a couple slides. Here's a list of the different types of cancers. We have testicular cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, brain cancer, prostate cancer, skin cancer, also known as melanoma, osteoporosis, which is a type of bone cancer, colon cancer, and leukemia. All of these cancers can be treated, but not one of them have been found a cure for yet. Of the different cancer treatments, we have a stem cell transplant, and what this does is it helps people receive healthy blood-forming stem cells through a needle through somebody's vein. Chemotherapy is the next. This is something that uses one or more anti-cancer drug to kill all cancer cells. The next form of cancer treatment we have is hormone therapy. This is used to treat cancers that use hormones to grow, such as prostate and breast cancer. The next treatment is immunotherapy. This uses substances to stimulate the immune system. The next form of therapy is gene therapy. This uses genes to treat cancer. Next is radiation therapy, which is using radioactive energy to destroy cancer cells. And there are over 200 different types of cancer treatments, but these are the most frequently used ones in today's society. If you feel like you can do something today to help somebody that is suffering with cancer, here are some resources that you can use to help. First, we have some charities. The first one is American Cancer Society. The next is Cancer Research Institute. The next one is Prevent Cancer Foundation. The next is Susan G. Comers for the Cure. And the last one is Livestrong Foundation. Each of these charities are going to a good cause, and there's no way that there is a wrong answer when it comes to donating to charities. The next thing that we have are some research foundations that are continuing to try and help find the cure for cancer. The first one we have is the Children's Cancer Research Foundation. The next is the National Cancer Website Foundation, and the next is Cancer Research Foundation. All three of these have the same motive, and it is to help find a cure for cancer. Without these charities and research foundations, a lot of the people that are suffering from cancer right now would not be alive. It is because of these resources that cancer is still being treated and there are still being advancements in the technology to treat the cancer. And here's my works cited page.